What is happening to you guys? And welcome to another episode of the Finn's Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan. And, you know, that song that we just played, even though it's an original, it got hit with a copyright. We're having some problems with it. So, won't be monetized for the episode, but that's okay. I mean, Super Chats still work. That's cool. But that shit's been getting hit with a copyright. The video's too good for me not to play it. I know HB worked real hard on it. We'll just go in and post-edit it out later, but I like the video, so I'm going to keep playing it. We should get a new song by tomorrow, so it won't do this anymore. But I'm not going to not play it. We only get to roll these cool videos out a couple of times. I needs that. So, what's happening, everybody, in the new house? What's going on? Let me do the rundown real quick, guys. I got a ton of shit for you. We're going to go into the injury report to start out with, why things look pretty good for the Dolphins with the injury report and other reports coming out from practice and stuff like that. A little bit of Mike McDaniel's thoughts on a couple of things. As you guys know, all the coaches talked today. Maybe we'll play some of those. Probably just the big wig guys, but like, you know, also we'll look into the Vikings, who are 4-1, but suspect wins against suspect teams. I mean, I guess New Orleans is a good win, and okay, it's Green Bay, but Green Bay's been reeling all year. We'll get into all that. But before we do, please, guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, do us the kindness and humbly come over here and hit the subscribe button and help us grow. We're getting close. We're trying to hit 5,000 before the year benchmark, which is next month. So help us get there, guys. And also make sure to check out all the great content we have here on the network. Tonk 7, TMI Tuesdays, coming live around 9. Tonk should be back in action on Tuesday. I think things are getting worked out. And then on Thursday, you got late night color commentary. Color done screwed the pooch and didn't make it yesterday for Thursday. But I think he's going to make up for an extra good coffee and a cup of color tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for that. But you can also catch Ali with the late night exhale on Saturday night. He'll be going into it all, you guys know, getting you ready for Sunday. And every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you have me, El Capitan, coming at you live and bright. Cash App, Venmo, help support the channel, guys. We always appreciate all and any support you guys give to the channel. Helps us grow. Fanatics link is in the description. Get your officially licensed gear through Fanatics. Help, you know, support the show in that way by hitting the link below. You can also grab some of the fire gear we got around here. Get out, hang your flag with pride. You also got some beanies for all you guys up north. It's getting cold. Pick up a fly hat. You can also get the other fly hat. Then, guys, don't forget, we got the secondary site with all the good stuff. Mugs, all that good things. Yoga pants, everything. So, something for everybody. Check it out. Go check out the site. Hit the links. Check them all out, guys, and represent. And also, you guys can go to Backroom Collections. Use offer code hashtag TFTG to get 10% off any and all of your purchases. And Super Chat, as you guys know. Anywho, let's get into it, guys. So, look, before I want to get into the injury report, which has some good things. Let me take these off. Before I do anything, I'm going to get something to drink because I'm fucking dying of thirst right now. Oh, let me say hi to everybody. Sorry, guys. Shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to the members. If you guys want to help support the show, become a member. Shout out to the moderators, keeping things clean, making sure everybody's, you know, not getting too crazy, but, you know, you guys know the tone. We control, but we can't, like, hate and stuff like that. You know what time it is. I don't like that shit. That won't be tolerated. John was in here first. What's up? Finn's up 74. What's going on? Scott, I see you in there. Sir Q Blocks a lot. What's up, fam? Hello. God Soldier. You want to see if Skylar can take control of this team, or if he's shy and surrenders leadership to Tua. Well, I don't know if he's surrendering. I don't think this is a leadership thing. I do see what you're saying. I don't know about surrendering leadership, because even if Skyler goes out and throws for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards, Tua's playing next week as long as the concussion protocol shit works out. It's just a fact, guys. I'll feel amazing for Skyler, but let's not forget that this. I don't even want to get into Tua versus Skyler, because that's not gonna happen. It's just not. Tua was rocking this offense when he was playing, and don't get me wrong. If Skyler comes out and balls out, I'm gonna be excited for if he needs to come in for relief, and also I'll be excited that if, God forbid, something ever happens to Tua, I have a guy that I feel confident in, and if business decisions are made, which I promise everybody right now, any business decision with quarterbacks is not getting made till the end of this year. So before we make any over assumption any way or another, no business decisions are going to get made about Tua or Skyler. Now, if Tua misses a long stretch of football games and Skyler stays in there, then we can really kind of talk about what happens now. But that's not what's going to happen. Skyler could throw for 500 yards. Well, I don't know. He throws for fucking 500 yards and like 6 touchdowns. I don't know how you do anything about it. But let's be realistic. Even if he balls the fuck out, 4 touchdowns, 360 yards, just murders it, goes 36 of 47. You know what I'm saying? Just lights it up, gets some big plays. That's not going to change the fact that Tua will come out next week. That's just the way it is. Bearing concussion protocol. And really, that's kind of what I want to get into before we get into the injury report and stuff like that. Because, all right, we all know that there's a new concussion protocol. And everybody understands, okay, there's like tiers. Teddy Bridgewater got a concussion. Is he out for 2 weeks now? There's talk of him maybe back. There's just so many conflicting reports, because in some sentiments, people are saying Tua's ruled out, but then there's this idea that, hey, he could be a game-time decision. I don't see how that's possible when on the injury report it says that he's ruled out, but I don't know. And it's saying like, hey, the only thing is the concussion protocol, which is just weird to me. And then people are saying, well, Teddy, could start the game and he might back the game up, or maybe he's completely out because of the concussion protocol. I don't know. There's this tier system with the concussion protocol, and really this term that they're throwing around, axios, where the player shows just basically immobility to walk in with normality is any sort of showing of something like that. And it's weird. And I've tried to find anything and everything I could to explain the levels, because I'm trying to figure out the levels. But I'm going to get into that more. Let me finish these shout-outs. What's up, California? Mike, what's happening in the family? How goes it, buddy? Michael, what's going on? You got kicked out of somewhere. Sorry to hear that. Jersey Dolphins, what's going on? Oh my God, Michael. Easy, bro. Easy. Easy with the sipping on. Oh. Okay, never mind. I thought you said something else. Don't even know. Anthony Jenkins, what's going on? Dolphins, 31-17. Sanders hits a 62-yarder before the half. Ooh, I like that 62-yarder before the half. Maybe I can find that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Little sprinkle, little chang-a-lang. I do need to reach out to fucking Brandon the bookie. I completely dropped the ball on that. Brandon the bookie, if you're watching, please get in chat. I'm going to send him the link. I doubt he's even ready. But maybe we can get Brandon the bookie on tomorrow, either in the morning or in the evening with Late Night Exhaling. Come on and give you guys some picks and shit like that. It's going to suck, though, if we don't get him in the morning, because we're not going to get the the college picks for tomorrow. Which, damn, I'm sorry, guys. I totally screwed that up. My fault. Hey, Laura, how's it going? Cliff? No, I didn't get reported or nothing. 72 undefeated. What's going on? Job? Michael K. It's going all right. It's only been a couple of days, but it's all right. I mean, it's kind of, I fit in. So, it's a good job for a guy like me. So it's a lot of construction type stuff, a lot of management stuff. So it's a good job. It's not too bad. So it still is, I know, right? Undefeated. Quiet, bro. Shake Money, what's going on? DTA Killer, what's up, buddy? Shout out to the mods. Billy Birch, let's just say if Skylar Thompson throws 5 touchdowns, would it change things? Yeah, Billy, that's kind of the thing, man. I don't know if I really don't think that if he throws 5 touchdowns, I don't know, there's, other than him solely winning the football game, and that would mean a lot of guys went out and he just played lights out and threw 5 touchdowns. Like, every person on earth would be like, that was a game that changed football and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be one of those bullet point things in history, and everyone would be like, whoa. But I mean, with a realistic showing tomorrow, and it could be, he could do it. I don't know. We got weapons enough. Tyreek Hill could house one, and there goes 65 of all of his yards. And then he puts up 300 to the other dudes, scores 5 touchdowns. He's got 365 yards. Fire game, short field on one of those touchdowns. Defense got him down inside the 5. They punched one in. We ran the score up. Kind of like how the Jets did us dirty last week, but done with Skylar Thompson's arm instead of the run game. Then yeah, I could see where people would say, oh my God, Skylar Thompson, everything like that. But the reality is that they would put Tua in next week no matter what. That's just a fact. G, what's going on? One hit wonder. Who, Skylar, if he does that? I'm talking about leadership, not performance. I'm not dissing Tua. I want to see Skylar is the leader to Tua's team. If Skylar is a leader to Tua's team. I'm not understanding. Do you mean is a leader? Oh, like they'll follow him. But again, I don't even think that he could do that in a week. You know what I'm saying? With all the honing in and everything Tua and the guys have done, it's no, I don't think so. I don't think. Not saying it couldn't be done by the end of the year, but I just don't see it. Expect Gesicki to be dealt very soon. You know, it's funny you say that. There's a couple of other rumors being thrown around, Jordan. You know, everybody's looking at Carolina right now like every player is for the taking. Like, we're not going to get Brian Burns because they're not going to trade Brian Burns. Let's be real. I would love Brian Burns as a Dolphin. Are you kidding me? He would light it up. But we do have, you know, we just paid number one, in Ogba, who he needs to start performing. And this needs to be a get-right game for him coming up. We're going to get into that. Phillips is young. I'm not happy right now with Jalen Phillips, especially because it feels like he's like right there, but he's not getting home. He hasn't been the game breaker yet. I expect to see it at some point in this season. I just hope when I see it, it's not a flash. It's like a ramping up, you know? Like if he has a good game and then has, you know, better game and then a little bit better of a game. I mean, he hasn't had bad games, but I want to see him become a game wrecker. I look at that kid and how fast he is, how strong he is, and what he does out there, and I'm wondering, how is this guy not destroying everybody right now? So hopefully we'll see that guy soon. Asking for a friend, what's up? I know it's already week 6, John. But then again, it's felt like a long time. NFL has an agenda. Justin Fields took a hit after hit. Slow to get up, never got checked. Try hard. You are not lying. And that is literally, it's first of all, it is a Thursday night football game, and that happened. And it continues to happen on Thursday night. Now, call me a conspiracy guy, but these nasty hits are happening on Thursday night football. So everybody's watching. These nasty hits are happening every game then. Because the only reason we're all seeing is because everybody's watching. I'm guessing. Or are they trying, I don't know. Is this like a ploy? I don't know. I don't think it's a ploy because these guys are getting hurt. It definitely says something about Thursday night football, but it also says something about money and business and the dirty side, you know. Amazon has this massive deal contract. I mean, dude, they bought a football game a week. You know how much fucking money football is? Of course you do. Money is so much football that this is a channel about a team of it. So think about that. So, that being said, that guy bought a game a week. It's showing a bad thing. But this is going to be a real test. Are they going to let him keep it? Is it going to end up where he gets like a Sunday night? What are they going to do? It's crazy. But those concussion protocols and how wishy-washy they are, I mean, is it the perception that Justin Fields is a more of a running quarterback type running back? Because first of all, that ain't fair. You can't have bias between one guy and the other. We've seen what happened with Brady, and the excuse running around is that, oh, you know, that's a call. It's a bad call, but they'll get it cleaned up. The refs are young. Then the no call on a guy like Justin Fields, are they not calling it for him because they perceive him as a running type quarterback? And we can get into the reasons why they see that. Or is it I don't know, a less deal? It's not just unfair. It feels like the Dolphins getting all their quarterbacks hit. Now, I agree, Tua, but there's questions about Teddy, and we can let that slide. But the concussion protocol now is already immediately being shown for why I have a lot of questions about it. I don't really understand it. Okay, Scott, you say there's 5 stages of protocol. See, that's just it, bro. I keep hearing about the stages and stuff, but I haven't seen anything. And I look up, and the articles all continue to say the same kind of shit. And I hear people talk about 5 stages, but I can't find anything official, is what I'm saying, from the NFL. Or even like an official newspaper type deal that says, yeah, this is how it's going down. It always, you know what it does? It goes into the story of Tua, and then the Bills game, and then this, and then it says, you know, oh, any player spotted by a spotter, which now, you know what I did find is that spotters have been around since 2011, so they say. And they're spotters that after Colt McCoy took a hit, I got the article somewhere. I'm telling you, it's such a weird thing. These ATC guys, like I just kind of fell down the rabbit hole with this thing, and I'm like, what in the hell? I don't understand it. It's not making sense to me. They're like, these ATC guys came into effect, and they said, oh, it almost paid off immediately, is the article. It says that when the NFL set up the injury video review system near the end of the 2011 season, that it pays off almost immediately. And then they get into where the ATC spotters are using this, and that, so there's dudes literally staring at a screen watching this stuff, so they can call it at any point, but there's obviously a bias. So now this guy, again, they've now made a dude watching TV dictating this game. This is bullshit. Not a guy on the field, no pulse on it, but now the punishments of it is that the new adjustment, which I have confirmed, is that if they do that, that guy can't come back in that football game. That's a fact. And we know that. We've seen that happen with Teddy Bridgewater. And then now there's stages, and I hear about the stages, but I can't find any. So, okay, yeah, there's stages. How many are there? What is stage one? Stage one is that you've shown this amount of symptoms. Okay, well, what are those symptoms that that person has to show in stage one? Are you concerned we're going to get another corrupt spotter? Perfect Q asks. I don't know. I don't even know if it was even corrupt. It feels corrupt, but it also, like, if you're the spotter and it's your responsibility to watch. And now, like, dude, I found where you can apply to become a spotter. Like, it's like not too big of a deal. The league responded quickly within 2 weeks. Independent certified athlete trainers, ATC spotters. So, certified athletic trainers, ATC spotters, were in place in stadium booths at every NFL game to serve as another set of eyes watching for potential injuries. A video component was added to the new system before the wild card game in January 7th and 8th, 2012. One of those games, a player took a knee to his helmet though the player got up quickly, managed to go to the sideline. His teammates urged the trainers to check him out for a concussion. He almost completed the evaluation to render wooziness, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So then that's when they put in the tense, as everybody knows. In 2015, spotter can only stop a play with a clear visual evidence and two specific criteria: a player who displays obvious signs of disorientation or is clearly unstable, and if it becomes apparent that the player is attempting to remain in the game and is not attended to by the club medical. Wait a minute. If it becomes apparent, that doesn't make sense. Situation means generally described as medical attention. Okay, so essentially, they go from medical attention in the tent, as everybody knows. See, I'm telling you, it's just really not too specific. But, I mean, listen, guy gets concussion, you kind of see he takes a hit, he goes in the fucking blue tent, they giddy up. But where's the tier and stage system? I've been looking for this. Now, the new part is the Axios. That's what they're looking at, and the guy can't return to the game. But once they get into concussion protocol, what are the stages? How does it work? Yeah, I heard that. Try hard. That reports say that they're trading Burns, but bro, I highly doubt it. He's still a young guy on a young contract, and shout out for the $2 donation. But if someone does trade for Burns, it's probably going to cost a lot. I mean, that's a young guy on a young contract. You can't give away every single thing, and those are typically the guys that stick around. You know what I'm saying? Now, Christian McCaffrey, on the other hand, yeah, his ass is definitely up on the trading block, but he's got injury problems, and he's got a contract that people got to agree to. Plus, they're probably going to want something in return. Now, I don't think you couldn't get away maybe giving him like a 4th rounder or 5th rounder even for him, but can you eat that contract? And are you gonna now? Even if I had Christian McCaffrey for 12 games, including the playoffs, at least in those 12 games, I would think he'd be fire as hell. But I don't know how interested the Dolphins are, and I haven't really heard anything about that. I do know that I forget. I'm trying to read his name because I wrote it down here. Their tackle, Mondon, I don't know, whatever. They just signed him to a new contract, but they're not going to be able to trade him because they'll eat like an immense amount of dead cap by trading him. So that new tackle that Dolphins are asking, or Dolphins fans are asking about from them that they signed, you can't get that guy. It's not going to happen. I mean, I tried, bro. I'm gonna Google it right now. Like, I found so much shit on it, but not the answer I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, yes, I seen this too, but like I get that. Okay, there's the steps and I like that, but they're not. Read it. It says phase 1, symptom limited activity. Phase 2, acrobatic exercise. Phase 3, football specific exercise. Phase 4, non-contact training drills. Phase 5, full body active clearance. I get that, what the phases mean for that, but I'm talking about. All right, let's see. I'm going to read a little bit about this. See, here it goes again. Just a whole thing of how we got here. Tua took an injury, blah, 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 blah. NFLPA. Wireless. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to read this. A player is prescribed rest, limited, or if necessary, avoiding activities that increase, this is phase 1, limited activities, increase or aggravate symptoms. Under athletic training staff's supervision, limited stretching and balance training can be introduced progressively to light aerobic exercise as tolerated. If a player doesn't have an increase in symptoms and does not demonstrate signs of concussion during the neurological exam, they may be cleared to move up to the next phase, phase 2, aerobic exercise underneath the supervision of staff, blah, 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 blah. Phase 3, football-specific exercise. Player continues supervised cardiovascular, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's just a lot of supervision. Like 3 non-contact drills. I don't know. I guess, like, really the answer I'm trying to get is how does, yeah, that's the one I'm reading. But like, typically a concussion ranges, the medium concussion ranges like 9 days. And that's just how it is. It's always been that way. Now there's harsher judgment by the NFL for concussions. But moving from one stage to the other, and it gets all the way to contact and everything like that. Like, okay, because did Tua take place in contact drills? Because it says, okay, phase 4, non-contact training drills. Phase 5, full football active. So clearance. So phase 5 is clearance. So right now, because he's in a non-contact drill, which he's a quarterback, he's always non-contact, and he was out there at practice running around, and the medium concussion time is 9 days. You can look that up. That's way, he's been out long enough to meet that. I think Sunday would be day 17. So could he move into phase 5 between now and start time? I don't know. Okay. So is the NFL looking and signing off on these phases? That's the thing. I don't understand how the checks and balances are different, because really the real gripe in all the articles you read about it is that Tua took a hit in the Buffalo game. They always start it with the Buffalo game, and you can read all the BS. I don't need to tell you guys the story. You're Dolphins fans. If you're, a non-Dolphins fan and you're watching this, you probably know this anyhow because you're watching a Dolphins channel. But they always preference that, and they question that, and then they say, oh, that is how in the Cincy game he then gets a concussion and we find ourselves here. It sounds like they're protecting Thursday Night Football is what it sounds like. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like they're protecting Thursday Night Football. with the Tua situation. And now looking at Fields not getting the flags that they probably should give because of the one Teddy got. Maybe they're protecting Thursday Night Football. Maybe that's what it's about. I know, perfect cue. There's no fucking clear-cut answer. I get, okay, this. That's what the team's doing in judging. What did the NFL and the NFLPA come up with that can say, hey, I'm going to take a quarterback out for a concussion and he's going to play a week later, or I'm going to take a quarterback out and he's going to play for 3 weeks? Like, Ethan Carter right now, still in concussion protocol. Is he still fucking woozy this whole time? If he's still woozy for this long, that man shouldn't be playing football. That's dangerous as shit. This guy's been in concussion protocol for weeks now. I'm just wondering what's going on with all this. It's fucking... I need a little bit more clarity. Because you can tell me steps. I see him. But that doesn't... Like, okay. A player would be concussed on the sideline and lie and get back in. That's kind of what they've accused Tua and the Dolphins of doing, and they continue to do. How the fuck is it stopping a guy from doing it over a week's time? Oh, imagine that. In a week, he went from phase 1 to phase 5. He did, non-contact drills right on Friday, and we're starting him. He's ready active. Who could say no? Now, I know they got the scan shit, but, I'm just saying, there's not a lot of clarity here. That's all. It just feels some fuckeries about, ladies and gentlemen, and I can feel it, smell it. I think we all can. It's why we're all like, this concussion rule sucks. But we all don't want to say that at the same time. We're like, we don't want to see a motherfucker get hurt. What really is hurting football players is Thursday Night Football. That's the problem. And it's hurting the fans, too. Did you see that Colts fucking Denver game? God bless it. You'll never get that time back in your life. What are we doing here? Fix this, NFL. It's an easy fucking fix. You can't get a whole season till you get more games. And you won't ever get a whole season, but you can't get more games on Thursday night. You need to wait until week 5 to start Thursday Night Football when teams start being on buys. And you need to wait till week 6. And every team that's on week 5 bye plays Thursday Night Football going after that. Looky here. Now it'll become a thing where everybody who's on a bye, the following week, you're playing Thursday Night Football. Round and round. Well, shit. See, that's the thing. Then you get another 10 days of rest. I guess, fuck it. That's the fucking... Damn. I got it. I don't know. Shout out to Try Hard with the donation again. This whole process has been so effed up. The NFL won't give us a reason. The team won't give us a clear reason. Is Tua good or not? If yes, let's move. That's what I'm saying. And it's okay. Is Tua going to roll out like the knight in shining armor on Sunday when I see him ruled out on the friggin' injury report? People say it. I'm just saying it on the YouTube channel. Nobody's really gone to saying it. But, it's just a whole weird thing. Teddy's going to back up Tua, right? Or, excuse me, Teddy's supposed to back up Skylar potentially, right? Everybody's heard this. I guess when looking at Teddy Bridgewater and looking at Tua, both are in concussion protocol. Tua obviously was concussed. Teddy, not so obviously, took even a hit to the head that I thought warranted him leaving the game, and nobody thought so and passed all his tests. What are these tests? How are we monitoring this? How are we allowing players to advance from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages outside of the medical staff? And listen, I agree. Medical staff is going to know your players the best. But what changes were really made other than ataxia? Ataxia. We get it. This ataxia word. They even branded the bullshit, bro. Fucking ataxia. What is going on? I don't know. I got questions, bro. I'm not going to lie. I got questions about this. I seriously want to know how this whole thing works. Because I see the stages. You can see them listed. It is on whatever the fuck it's on, USA Today. And essentially, they just tell me what the player does in these 5 stages. He's prescribed limited rest, limited if necessary, avoids activities that increase, aggravate, or can aggravate symptoms. Under athletic training staff supervision, limited stretching and balance may be introduced. That's for phase 1, limited symptom activity. It's kind of really there in the name. Phase 2, aerobic exercise. So now he can go from I was concussed, I can stretch. It doesn't. So concussion symptoms, as we know it, are range in a variety of things. You could be, your headaches, ringing, all kinds of different stuff. And then the tests, and I'm not a doctor, I don't understand the tests. And I'm sure somebody out there is explaining it a lot better. But okay, you can give me all the symptoms of concussion. I just want to know how this phase of moving from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as 1 to 2 explained to me is you can stretch and now you can run. That's what that really meant. You can stretch and be around and now you can run. Or like phase 1, you got to rest. If you need rest, which I thought sleeping anyhow. And you can start doing some stretching. Once you get some stretching, you can do some running. Once you do some running, you could then do some football specific exercise, like, catching and blocking and, maybe, hitting some bags or stuff like that. May mimic sport specific activities under supervision. So that's basically out there doing it against nothing. And then the second thing, or the fourth thing, is cardiovascular strength, strength and balancing, team-specific exercise, non-contact drills, which a lot of these guys are doing a lot of that anywho. Then phase 5 is nothing. You're done. You're in phase 5, you win. So really there's only 4 phases, because phase 5 ain't a phase. Phase 5 is you're fucking done. So that's not a phase. Don't explain me. So there's 4 phases, not 5. They could say there's 5, but it goes from you start stretching, you start running, you start lifting weights and doing practice against nobody. The last one, the fourth one, is you can now be out there with your teammates, but you can't use any of the gear, because if you were using the gear, you wouldn't be in phase 4, you'd be in phase 5. So in essence, you could skip from phase 1, 2, 3. Once you're at 3, you could skip almost 4 if you're ready to go ahead and just put a helmet on, because you're out there doing it to nothing. And maybe even some bags and shit. Maybe even with a helmet on and your fucking, like, whatchamacallit, your jersey. So, fuck, I think Teron Armstead don't even do that all year in practice, which I understand. My guy is a little long in the tooth and got a hurt toe, and probably got paid money took the money he did, because they said you don't have to practice all year, which I don't care as long as you play. Which, in fact, Teron Armstead, from what I'm hearing, should play. But yeah, guys, I gotta really dig into this concussion protocol. And it's always stuff like this, because then they don't want to be nailed down to exactly what's a concussion. They say, okay, a guy stumbles, the guy, shows that type of movement and stuff like that, then okay, he's out of the game. And now the rule is, you show ataxia, and by a spotter, you're out for that game and automatically put in concussion protocol. And from what we can see, if you're automatically put in concussion protocol, you can't practice this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Teddy couldn't do nothing all week either, even though he passed all their tests and stages, but because he was whammied, That's how it finna go. See? And now Teddy's ruled out. Oh, no, excuse me. Is he ruled out? Let me pull up the thing. Teddy Bridgewater is questionable after a full practice, but listed as questionable. So pretty much he's going to be the backup guy. Concussion protocol and right pectoral. Wasn't practicing on Wednesday because he couldn't. Thursday, practice. Had a full practice on Friday. Tagovailoa is ruled out with the concussion protocol. Kader Kahu, who has been limited all week, has entered the doubtful for game status, which sucks. But Xavier Howard is ready and set to go. And what I heard about Xavier Howard, or let me find, I had it somewhere where it was actually what he said. Let me see. Oh, that having that game off was literally all he needed. He feels like he's about 100% and that he will be 100% come Sunday. So we're going to see a completely different Xavier Howard that we've seen, who couldn't play last week because he was still sore, who was getting burned in the freaking Cincinnati game on Thursday. So just remember, Thursday Night Football not only took a semi-injured Xavier Howard who held up as best he could and still helped this defense do its thing to beat the Buffalo Bills, but then further injuring the other side of his groin in the Cincy game, missing the last game. And since he's left the field, this defense has let up bad points. Now we can look at all the reasons why, and I've got them there's tons of reasons. We are the worst organic pressure defense in the league. We've only gotten 1 sack all year on defense when we only bring 4 or less. So we are not getting there with our defensive line like we hoped. So we have to blitz to get sacks. Even if it's not the blitz man, we still have to blitz so somebody can get a sack. Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah both only have 1 sack. Melvin Ingram has looked good, but this team's got to get right against the Vikings. Got to get right against the Vikings. This is a home game. It's going to be hot there for them Vikings. You know it. We got to get it. Got to get it, bro. I have an article just to close the book on the ataxia thing. I don't know, man. I just started looking at it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just pull up the thing because you hear about Tua's status, and it'll be 17 days since the concussion. Now, unless they're saying he was certainly had 2 concussions, which they didn't say that, they said that, you guys heard this, that the Dolphins followed all the protocols in place for the Thursday night game. And then, but they're kind of painting this picture like he was concussed the Thursday night game, and that's why he got concussed, he was concussed in the Sunday game in Buffalo, where the team scored rallied back and won at home in the second half against Buffalo. But in the Thursday game, that was his second. This is the kind of image that and it's on every single article that you read. And it just kind of feels like, well, okay, it kind of sounds like the NFL's got guilty policies. And I don't know if the NFL realized this or not, but in their protecting of Thursday Night Football, they're kind of implicating them as terrible for something else. They don't want Thursday Night Football to look terrible, and that's been very clear to me, that they want this to work. The way Justin Fields got smacked around, the questionable calls we've been seeing. Anywho, they want to hide the image that Thursday Night Football is not something that is hurting player health and not taking their health and their everything very seriously. And they're kind of using us to fucking blame us by not following the protocols. Well, they're your protocols, and you admit that we followed them, but you're still going to paint the picture that we didn't follow them And that's how he took 2 concussions in a short amount of time, and why it was so bad. It's not Thursday Night Football that did this. Well, to me, it sounds like Tua Tagovailoa might have a good fucking thing, or some, class action lawsuit from the players could still come back and say you've made unsafe policies with concussions. It's just a weird fucking triangle of shittery. I don't like it. Give me some more info on these stages and how mofo can go from phase 1 to phase whatever. That's all. Because why couldn't Tua play in that Jets game? That's 7 days. Okay, maybe. Or no, excuse me. It was 10 days, which is 1 day over the medium. And I got a feeling Tua probably could have played that game, but he didn't fly. Is that why he didn't fly? He didn't want us to see him looking 100,000,000%, thinking, man, if he was good, why didn't they put him in there? He's good. He's, on the sideline freaking out, not there to help out Skylar Thompson. It's weird, bro. I don't know. Oh, weird. And then they hit us with taking Teddy out of there. I'm watching you. Something's going on. Shout out Try Hard. If Skylar didn't show out, would Sinet be starting? No, Sinet wouldn't be starting at all. He's just, A, he's a little too green to our system, and B, that's pretty much it. A and B. He's got to learn this offense. He doesn't even have any familiarity with any of the players and stuff. He knows Miami. We know him, and I'm sure there's some guys around there that know him. There ain't a single wide receiver he threw to, or probably not even an offensive lineman he played with on offense that was here when he was here last. That's how much this team has changed. So, he would have to get his own game plan. I'm telling you, you put Reed Sinet out there, it'll look eerily similar to how Skylar Thompson did as far as him, like, holy fuck, you know what I'm saying? Although Reed Sinet is a little bit more seasoned, I'm just talking about trying to give better light to how badly Skylar Thompson was, as far as not hitting his play, but how bad of a situation it was for the guy. He had no time with the wide receivers, no game plan to play for an entire football game, and was thrusted in there early, which I felt he started calming down. Skylar Thompson, although he was 19 of 33, the interception, so he was 19 of 33, the interception was a ball that hit his arm, and I don't know, it looked, that fucker still got there after somebody hit his whole arm, so he probably could have thrown that pass, but let's just give him these plays, okay? Just for the sake of argument. That brings him at 20. Then he had 4 drops that were all in guys' hands. That's 24. That means he would have only had 9 incompletions if he made those 5 other incompletions. Now, I'm not trying to create a nonsense, but there is a little bit of context when the guy puts balls in guys' hands. Now, the rest were bad throws. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He had 10 bad throws in the game, if you want to be real. On a game plan that he had, he's sitting there hanging in the pocket. Wasn't no rolling out for him. Didn't look tailor-made. He was certainly caught off guard. 7th round dude. So, look, there's going to be some. I'm going to let it lie for now with the concussion stuff, but it's just kind of weird. I'm going to read this last article. Dolphins Mike McDaniel updates situation with Tua, Bridgewater, Thompson, and other issues. So hopefully in this Barry Jackson article from the Miami Herald, maybe there'll be a little bit of clarity in there, but I'm going to read it here with you guys. Give me a second. Oops. I want to close these windows real quick. Forgot to close them. And we'll, go through both injury reports of the team. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said Friday that Tagovailoa and Teddy Bridgewater remain in concussion protocol. This is kind of why it got me going, was because the coach's interview and shit. If Bridgewater clears concussion protocol on Saturday, he will be back. He will be back as the backup to rookie starter Skylar Thompson on Sunday against the Vikings at 1 p.m. in Miami. If Bridgewater doesn't clear concussion protocol by Saturday, then practice squad backup Reed Sinet will be elevated to backup Thompson. Tagovailoa is out on Sunday. whether he clears concussion protocol or not. It's okay. There it is. Tua can't play. But it's been 17 days. And Teddy beelined right for it. To a backup. Could have started. Maybe even. I don't know. Some fuckery's going on. I'm not saying that Teddy had equal to concussion of Tua. I just want to know, are we doing a 2-week minimum once you get a concussion? Just flat out say it. Just make that the rule. Then we won't have to know. You got to clear 5 stages. You can tell me whatever the fuck you want about stages. But if it just say, give me the minimum or the maximum. It seems like the NFL got a little bit of extra here. Like if a guy takes concussion and we think, yeah, he got knocked in the head, but I thought he could have played that game, but new concussion protocol. And all of a sudden he's out 2 weeks. You're like, what's going on here? My guy's getting screwed. I don't know. It just feels like a lot of interference from the game. So, it's already showing its weirdness. God, I just don't like this. I want it to be a good thing. I just don't want it to be abused by the NFL to start fucking around with my football games. Or not used and getting guys hurt when they maybe should. It's a little power thing happening here. I hate that stuff. I don't like it. I need a little bit of clarity on it. I don't like it. No, sir. No, sir, I don't like it. Anyhow, McDaniel says the fact that Thompson is starting against Minnesota doesn't mean he is the team's new number 2 quarterback behind Tua Tagovailoa. Bridgewater remains the number 2 quarterback. It's so funny. Color and I had such a fucking discussion about this exact thing. We're starting Skyler because we thought it would be best for the team to have him this week to prepare, McDaniel said. McDaniel said Tua, who has been cleared to throw, has used this week to get reps. He's getting reps, preparing to return. The teams need him. Okay? The teams need him. The team's team needs him as far as his spirit and encouragement. Wow, that's fucking tongue twister. Skyler needs his help. He was pushing us vocally Thursday at the start of team reps. He's a captain. He really is assuming all the good things that he's doing that are football directed. He has assumed the same responsibilities, which I commend him. McDaniel has declined to say whether or not Tua will play, but the October 23rd Sunday night game against Pittsburgh, he wasn't very clear on whether he'll play that or not. Teams don't typically reveal what stage of concussion protocol a player is in. Tagovailoa, by virtue of doing on-field work this week, is at least at stage 3 out of the 5 stages that must be navigating. Okay, I get it. Now we got to play stage watch. They've made a whole freaking game out of this now. Now because of the 5 stages, I got to up Tua. Now, he's on the field and he's throwing a football. But was he running? Oh, he's stretching with the guys. But we see him throw a football, but he wasn't throwing it to the trainer. Like, damn, dude, I don't like it. It feels like a lot of shenanigans going around. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, football's got enough for me to worry about. I feel like they're taking my eye off the ball over here on the important stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pedro. Shout out to Pedro, the fantastic painter. Good friend. Got a great Facebook and stuff like that. Shout out, Pedro. Watching over on Facebook. It's just a weird thing, this concussion protocol. I would like a little bit better clarity. Let's continue. Bridgewater was getting few practice reps this week. That's what McDaniel had to say. What he has done to become one of the most diligent note takers on the entire team. McDaniel also offered insight on why the team drafted Thompson. We were really excited to draft him. We were targeting him for a long time. That being said, he has exceeded expectations. I didn't know how to prepare for that, or that the moments or that the moments aren't too big for him. What you saw on tape was a guy who was super tough. One thing I look for when I'm watching quarterbacks is he seeing defenders or is he looking at wide receivers? Are you starting at the routes seeing if they're open, or are you looking at the defenders? When you are looking at defenders, you can anticipate timing, which maximizes yards after catch and explosiveness. You saw how competitive he was. All those things were a pretty sound formula for a guy to be pretty solid as an NFL quarterback. He's got an entire team excited to play with him. So that's good. That's a pretty decent endorsement. And I noticed what he didn't put in here is that he said also in this quote, God, it's such a hard read because you guys know how McDaniel talks. There's a lot of pauses and shit, so how he uses his sentences are really difficult to read. And that's a tactic done because then you can't nail a mofo down. When you read how it's written, it's a lot of interpretation. But he also said that they were looking at him a lot, and he was somebody that they targeted, and that everybody knows they didn't have a lot of draft picks, and when he was there in the 7th round, they couldn't pass him up, blah, blah, blah. McDaniel addressed other issues on Friday media briefing. On a day after offensive coordinator Frank Smith expressed optimism for Austin Jackson would likely come off injury reserve and play on Sunday, McDaniel asked if that remains the case. So, yeah, Frank Smith did say that he was very optimistic about Austin Jackson. Then McDaniel said Frank is overly optimistic to a fault. That was a hair aggressive by one of my favorite people on the staff, is what McDaniel had to say about it. And Jackson started the opener, has missed half. He's missed all these games from the injury since then on the ankle. But I did have something that I heard about it that there's actually a lot of validity to Austin Jackson, and it's actually in my notes up there. There's actually even more than what Frank Smith said. The whispers were said before and still continue that we're gonna get a super healthy Dolphins team against this against these Vikings, especially on offense. Both sides. Well, everybody's feeling very healthy. Xavier Howard's gonna be 100%. Teron Armstead, he's going to play. Now, I don't know if we're going to get 100% Teron Armstead, but we're going to get a Teron Armstead that's going to play most of the snaps, the lion's share of offensive left tackle snaps. And if Austin Jackson, they've been hearing some good stuff about, can play, we're actually going to see maybe a decent line for Skylar Thompson to throw behind. And with a whole week of game planning, it should be pretty decent. I feel pretty optimistic about our chances against a team that now, if you guys look at it, here's their schedule right here of who they've beat. Now, they opened up against the Packers and shellacked them, but we have seen the Packers continue to struggle all year, and they just kind of caught them off guard. They beat them 23-7. So that's how they started. They were coming off hot. But then they played the Eagles. Eagles beat the dog shit out of them, 24-7. They beat them just as bad as they beat Green Bay. Then they go against the Lions, who the Lions have continued to look like the Lions. It's weird because it just seems like such a team that can do a lot of things good, but they just go down so far early in the game. By the fourth quarter, they're making a comeback. They just bro. They beat the Lions by 4 points. It was 28-24. Then they beat a Saints team who's their quarterback now? Andy Dalton? Was Andy Dalton even playing in that game? I mean, the Saints aren't that good, and that was still a close game. Saints got a good defense, let's be real. But, that's not Sean Payton's team no more. Drew Brees ain't there either. Jameis Winston's the guy they were rolling with, and now they got Andy Dalton. Now, Andy Dalton, okay, but Big Red ain't known for fucking winning. He's won some in Cincinnati, but he kept losing in the playoffs. He's just a different Tannehill. And even if he was decent at one time, he's not that guy now. And they only beat them by 3 points. So it was 28-25. And then last week, they beat the Bears, who, I'm sorry, the Bears aren't good. The Bears aren't good. So let's go. They beat the Bears 29-22. The Bears, the Saints, the Lions, and then week 1 against the Packers. Divisional game against the Packers. They could beat them, especially catching them on week 1, and the Packers are struggling. Get beat up by the Philadelphia Eagles, who, to me, in a healthy Miami Dolphins team with Tua at the helm, we could beat up. We could beat them, especially if it was week 2. Imagine if it was week 2 against the freaking Eagles. They would have got it, dude. They would have got it, bro. But okay, still a good team. They're still fucking kicking ass all year. But they lose to the Eagles, beat the Lions, Saints, Bears. They're coming in off of a 3-game winning streak that ends in Miami. This is going to be the game that they slip up. This is a get-right game for Miami. And a get-right back to reality game for the Vikings. Especially because this team's healthy as a mofo. This is a full week of Skylar Thompson getting all the reps. Because let's face it, Reed Sinnett gets in there, we're screwed anyhow. If Reed Sinnett's got to come in, I'm sorry, Teddy Bridgewater will probably clear and be the backup. Skylar Thompson goes down, Teddy Bridgewater comes in there. He should be able to man the ship enough. This defense needs to show up no matter what. It's really going to come down to this defense if you want to be real. And I've got, I've kind of given Josh Boyer quite a bit of leeway. Byron Jones isn't in there. Xavier Howard isn't in there. But, dude, I need my defense to do something. This team needs you, defense. We're supposed to be one of the best defenses in the world. We got ran all over by the Jets. New York, fine, but you had 10 days of rest. No Xavier Howard, cool. You didn't let him throw all over us. 210 yards, no passing touchdowns. That wasn't the problem. We needed some turnovers. Didn't help us out. It's a get-right game for you, defense. Xavier Howard's going to be out there. Quarterback's not going to be, seeing ghosts, for lack of a better term, because he's a young guy with no game plan and no practice reps. He's looking at Tyreek Hill run across the field, and he's like, holy fuck, where do I put it out in front of that son of a bitch? I haven't thrown to this guy but like 5 times all year. Where do I throw to him in the route progression? Man, why is he run it so shallow? Why does he run it so, you know what I'm saying? That's these cadences, the snap count, but even better, he's going to have Teron Armstead in there, potentially, and from what I'm hearing, highly likely, Austin Jackson in there. This could be some good stuff for this. Before I continue, guys, we've rounded the 1 hour mark. If you guys haven't hit the like button right now, then I don't know why. It's not cool. Please hit the like button. Need the like button to be hit to help the algorithm. Put out so many videos, need the like button hit. So, also, guys, we'll do the rundown real quick. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, make sure to come over to YouTube. Subscribe here to the channel. And I don't know where the hell they went. Oh, there they are. Tonk 17 on Tuesdays, live around 9 on Tuesdays. Make sure to check out Tonk when he gets back in action next week. It's going to be great. Color commentary usually on the Thursdays. He totally, screwed the pooch yesterday, but you guys should catch him tomorrow with coffee and a cup of color, getting right into it. We've got Late Night Exhale with Ali coming at you. Late night Saturday night, you guys should be expecting to see him. It's going to be great to see Ali. And then every other day, you got me, El Capitan, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, coming at you every time. We'll see if we can get Brandon the bookie to get on with the boys tomorrow at one point, either in the morning or in the evening, maybe in both. Maybe he'll do the morning with color for the college stuff, and then he'll do the evening for the football stuff. That would be dope. Cash App, Venmo, help support the channel. You guys already know we got the link for all the gear, and then the separate links for the other specialty stuff. Fanatics link in the description as well. And then got a link for Backroom Collections. You get 10% off if you use offer code #TFTG. Go get your original badass Dolphin stuff. My guys got it over there. And we appreciate Super Chats. Shout out to Try Hard, getting in with the Super Chats. You the man, Try Hard. So, anyhow, guys. Yeah, back to Boyer. So, I've been really defending Boyer, thinking, all right, showing a little bit different, especially with the opponents we were beating and stuff like that. I mean, the Bills, Patriots always come with something, but now that, if you really want to look at it, and I don't have the numbers handy for me right now, but I know they're not good. I don't even want to look at them. This defense has not played. Well, the zero blitz doesn't even look right at times. I don't know. I don't know who's losing a step or what in the play calling is happening, but it just feels like Boyer isn't timing things right. He isn't getting getting home on the blitzes. He isn't doing it. Does Xavier Howard matter that much? I mean, yeah, sure, but Cater Kahoo's been out there balling. We've seen him. And it's not like we're getting torched in that way, but we're not getting sacks. We're not getting our playmakers aren't making plays on defense like we've become used to. And I don't want to sit there and give it all on them, because the defense has done a great job over recent memory and even at times. But I can't help but feel that if Tua goes out of a game and Teddy comes in, defense got to step up. Skylar Thompson comes in because Teddy goes out, defense got to step up. Does this team fold on defense when they are needed most? Is that what I can expect from my team? That's not a contender? And is that Josh Boyer's fault? Is that Mike McDaniel's fault for not getting on Josh Boyer, or Mike McDaniel's fault for being maybe lenient on these guys? Or is it Mike McDaniel's fault because he doesn't really know defense? I don't know, but I do know that this defense isn't looking good. I seen Eric Rowe getting out of position on plays. I see outside linebackers who I perceive to be good pass rushers, and Melvin Ingram, and hopefully a great pass rusher one day from Jalen Phillips. I see these guys drop out into coverage, into the zone on these zone plays, most recently in the Jets game, guarding nobody. Not hanging in on the edge for the fucking running back to come back this way, or the wide receiver to come on a trap player or reverse or something. No, drop at the snap, run backwards, and stand around. And I don't know. Is that the players? If it is the players, I got to blame the coach. Something's off with the defense. And I got to think that on this game against Kirk Cousins, who isn't known for being mobile, who is really good as a rhythm quarterback. I think he was 17 of 17 or 19 of 19 or something crazy like that last week. He hit like every throw last week against the Bears, the terrible Bears, who have players that want to be traded, who get embarrassed on prime time regularly. I mean, just the Bears and the Broncos. Oof, just everything is not looking good with those franchises right now. But what can I say? I gotta feel that this is defense has to hear this about themselves. They gotta know. Emmanuel Ogbah has 1 sack on the year. We paid this man. What is he doing? I want to blame Boyer, but damn it, Emmanuel Ogbah. How are you not helping out our team when you got some money too? Where's the accountability on some of these players on defense? Christian Wilkins, I'm seeing some decent football play out of him, But where's him being accountable for the guys around him? Now, I'm not saying getting Emmanuel Ogba's face, but I don't know. This D-line needs to do a better job in disruption. And it's so hard for me to even say that because I love this defense and I really freaking think highly of the defense. I think that's why I'm so disappointed right now, is because Teddy comes in for Tua. The defense doesn't play as up to expectations. Teddy goes out and Skyler comes in. They played to even less than that in expectations. This is not good. Mike, shout out for the $5 donation. He says, do you think Byron Jones and X on the field together is what the defense leaned on? It's crazy. You know what, man? It's obvious. It's obvious that having two big playmakers out there does everything. And I think, look, let's be real. But it's a lockdown corner and a lockdown playmaking corner that are both out there at the same time. We have become spoiled on that fact. And I get it. There's something to say that when the quarterback's looking and then he has to go through his progressions and he has to look to his third man because Byron's got his man locked up, number one over there, say it's Justin Jefferson, then, the next guy he's got to look at is, say, the dude Rieger or something like that, or Osborne, one of the other wide receivers. He looks at him, and Xavier's got him locked up. Then he's got to go to his third option, whether it's, Cook out the backfield or the other running back, Madison or whatever the hell his name is, out the backfield or something like that. And in all that extra time going through the progressions, that's when the D can get there. Or if a blitz is coming, that's when the blitz can get there. I'm not seeing enough jamming, which we know is good, but I understand that they're not jamming because they're like protecting to not get beat deep. And okay, is this, now something to think about. Is this a side effect of practicing against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Like, okay, if you're going in practice every week against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you're probably not going to want to jam those guys all too often because a false step and he's behind you, and if your safety's caught peeking for a nanosecond, he's way behind you, and it's an easy open throw. There's not a lot of teams that got these kind of guys. Is this a side effect from our defense and how they're practicing and play calling? I sure friggin' hope not, Boyer. Now I'm really starting to question. I got a lot of questions about this defense. I don't know. Color, I see you in the back. What do you think about this defense? Am I on a limb here right now on seeing some shakiness with Boyer? I'm not seeing decent tackling. I'm seeing some questionable play calls. I know they're holding teams to something, but they're holding them to good ordeals at times, and I know there's a lot of context, but where's the turnovers? Where's my playmakers making plays? Where's my sacks? Where's the impact that this defense used to get? Where is it gone? And okay, Xavier Howard, and even better, having a duo in Byron Jones. But it's almost like I had hoped that, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones ain't out here. Someone's got to step up. Nobody has. Nobody's been step up. We're shorthanded. I have made fire. You know what I'm saying? I have made fire. No, one of these other dudes steps up and goes, I'm going to be the man now. Javon Holland. I'm going to be the man now. Christian Wilkins. I'm going to be the man now. Jalen Phillips. Emmanuel Ogba. We know when Byron Jones is out there. Yeah, we might not see him all the time, but we can count on him. Yeah, he might get burned once, twice, but we can count on him to do what he does. Xavier Howard, we can count on him too. Playmaker, punching footballs out, intercepting them, gonna lock guys down. Injured, we're gonna let those touchdowns and those big plays you got on you in the last few weeks slide because I think we know. But even that too, what's slipping around here? Poor tackling all over the field. This has got to be the get-right game for the Dolphins. defense. Shout out, Mike. Salute, buddy. It's got to be the get-right game. Color says I'm spot on. Thank you, Color. It's got to be the get-right game for the defense. Now, I'm all about seeing Skylar Thompson play good. Something tells me that Skylar Thompson is going to play good enough not to lose. And whether he plays great or, has a day or not, I think it's going to show, he's good enough to be on that field and can execute some football plays. He'll probably look a little green at times, but he is a 7th-round guy from a smaller school on a big stage. But I still think he's going to show out in some decent numbers and make some plays. I know he wants to take shots. I've seen him try to take them. I think if they have some practice, he's going to hit 1 or 2 of them, and yeah, he might have some fucking whoa numbers. But that might not be enough to win you a football game if my defense don't start doing something around here. Where's this we could see Skylar Thompson have one hell of a day, but it should be coupled with this defense having a hell of a day. Where's my defensive touchdown at? I know we had a scoop and score with the thing, and shout out to Melvin Ingram for that. But this kid, this young rookie guy needs you. This team needs you. It's home. We're getting ready to be right at 500, back to 0. All that work against all them opponents, and you're gonna drop down. You're gonna let Minnesota come in your house and let you lean on. Well, we had a rookie quarterback, so we could lose. It is what it is. No. Don't let that young kid hang out to dry. Come out, defense. Where you at? Shout out to Try Hard. Fields' average throwing time of 3.42. No shit. Justin Fields' average throwing time is 3.42. I gotta watch a little bit more fucking whatchamacallit, because if he's hanging on to the ball that long and taking hits, that's your own damn fault. I don't need all that. I mean, I think with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike McDaniel being a good schemer of football offenses, in 2.5 seconds has a guy schemed open to look at. Now, the defense might do something tricky to take it away. So you got to look at the next guy. And then come, the 3rd second, if you got that long, Skylar Thompson needs to be coached to where and which side he should try to run to look for the guy underneath or the dump off man, or fucking run. Do something. That's all. That's what players do. It's 3 seconds. My internal clock clicked. I need to get out this pocket. Somebody coming. Unless you see around, you're like, hell yeah, I'm good. I only brought 3. I'm gonna look for my man. But typically, delayed blitz from the linebacker, Liam Eichenberg getting rolled on his backside. Somebody's coming. Okay, so you gotta know to move. Shuffle out the pocket, move around in the pocket, maybe step up, or look for your check down. Look for your low drag route. Mike McDaniel needs to scheme to help the kid, and he will. I hope we're going to see a couple of rollouts, some play action, some nice stuff. We're at the running game. Raheem Mostert did practice. He was a full participant, and, he got 18 carries last week. I think that's a perfect amount of carries for Raheem Mostert, too. Give him, no more than that. I don't want him getting worn down. He was missing because of his knee, but I'm sure he was just a little banged up. I want to manage it. Maybe we'll see some Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin's been healthy. He's wearing that new number, and he looks like a new Myles Gaskin, too. So, that might be something we get a little bit of look at. Fields' pocket time is 2.3 seconds, Color says in the back. Yeah, okay. I think you messed up there. Maybe that when he got injured, that's how long he was in the pocket, 3.42 seconds. Try hard. But, if they did that because that's when he got injured and they tell you how much time it is, I hate when they do that. Like, I know they did it to Tua. You got to throw it away. That's just trying to blame it on somebody for an accident. Shit, let the accident be happening. Guy gets his clock cleaned. We can tell you why, but to me, quarterback trying to make a play, that's a heart thing. I don't like that they got injured, but I don't ever want a guy to change in the heart thing. I don't want Tua taking those hits, no. I think Tua needs to go, I can't take this hit. I'm alone out here. Guy's picking up speed, and he's 300 pounds. Let me get rid of this ball. But it's this internal struggle, too, because if he's looking downfield, trying to get a play, waiting for it to open, wants to hit it, we're going to need some of that, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need some of that, too. So, we'll see. It's hard. It's a hard thing to play. Maybe he had 3 seconds all for that single game on Thursday night, Color says. Maybe. Listen, 3 seconds in the pocket is a lot. You know? It's usually, I think, the average best is always like around 2.73, shit like that, you know? But and I remember when Dak had all that time. He was doing okay. Where's Dak at now? Dak got that money, and it's like, my football hurts. Can't go to work. My football hurts. That guy's always hurt. But yeah, to me, the defense has got to step it up. The offense has got to. This team's got to step it up, bro. Like, I'm looking at the Vikings. They didn't beat anybody impressive. They're not necessarily an overly impressive team on defense. They've got that Smith guy. I think he's the only guy with anything. They got 1 interception. It's not like they're picking people off. They're not a terrible team. I had their rankings up here somewhere. Where was it? Where the hell was it? Damn, I closed that window on accident. They're not an overly great team. Jefferson isn't average. He's a damn good guy, but Jefferson can be neutralized if I got 100% Xavier Howard. If I got 100% Xavier Howard, I should be able to see Justin Jefferson be at least contained to some degree, right? And they've got Adam Thielen, who I didn't start my fantasy. I know Adam Thielen's good underneath, but we got to do something here. They got that Osborne dude. Usually when teams key up on those two guys, one guy down low, one guy on the edge, that's when they go to Osborne, who's been known to have some games. But really the way we win is don't let Kirk Cousins sit in the pocket. He can make throws on the run, but he can't make deep throws on the run. Maybe he can, but it's just it's a lower chance of him winning a football game if he's having to run a lot. It's Kirk Cousins. He's not the most athletic guy running around out there. Let's be right. So we got to flush him out of the pocket, get some pressure on the guy, get some sacks. This is a way we win this football game. And it can be done. I just went through the teams they beat. We're talking about the Lions, the Bears. It's not overly impressive. They are a 4-1 football team, but they are probably the least impressive 4-1 football team. That's just a fact. And I hate to shit all over them, but it's true. And this should be a game that they don't go 4-0 in a game-winning streak. This is where they drop another loss. Taking a trip down to Miami. Hot. Gonna get a little bit of that extra humidity because it done blew a little bit of stuff down. Hurricane took all the humidity. Now it's all back again. When all the humidity left Florida, for everybody who isn't down there, and this happens sometimes, especially with hurricanes late in the year, it takes all that moisture and moves it up. So it's now a little drier out. And so a little cooler air can move in. If we're kind of like, yeah, it's nice, it's brisk, whatever, hotter and muggier than ever right now. It's all back. Don't last long. So that is definitely That is definitely a factor and will always remain a factor. This is a team that plays in the dome. Kirk Cousins is known to fail in big moments. It's not necessarily like a big moment game. He does play well at 1 o'clock. I do know that. But, I mean, damn. Let's get this, ma. Am I right or am I right? It's the friggin' Vikings. I mean, we knew it was going to be a hard game no matter what kind of Vikings could be 3-2 right now, 2-3. Any of those combinations, they were still going to be a decent football team. But the Dolphins being healthy and us being to our third string quarterback alone, with the defense taking care of business and showing up now with Xavier Howard fully healthy and guys being healthy. And I mean, look, the only doubtful out, we got Cater Kohu that's doubtful, Tua that's out, Teron Armstead's gonna play, all but a certainty unless something happens. And remember, guys, he went and seen that toe specialist in New York, took care of that stuff. Mike McDaniel by all week has basically said, yeah, he's not out there, but we expect, I mean, he's been talking a lot about him expecting him to play and that, you know, this is what the captains do and yada, yada, yada. You know, the only other guy, Teddy Bridgewater, who is still questionable, Elijah Campbell, who is questionable with a foot, Raheem Moser, but I told you guys he's still listed as questionable, but by all accounts he was out there playing full speed and he's gonna play. The only guy that might not play is Durham Smythe. That's the one guy who is probably, well, and Cater Kohu, who is listed at doubtful with the oblique. But Durham Smythe, he could really potentially not play. And Tanner Connor is completely healthy at this point. He played a full practice all week, so he's better for whatever he was listed on an injury report. I know he dropped the pass. I know we're all freaking pissed off about it. Maybe we'll see him back out there again. I don't know. But everyone else is going to play. I mean, Brandon Jones, Robert Jones, Greg Little, Zach Sealer, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, who had the boot on a little bit earlier, even freaking Eric Ikuzama, who was on the injury report. I don't know if Eric Ikuzama will play or start. He did have a full practice listed in the report, but I wouldn't be surprised. Would you be surprised? He had a lot of practice with Skyler. Maybe they think this is a good time to move him in. Maybe they bring him in because they need help on special teams. I don't know, because Clayton Fejelem's around these parts again, but we'll see. For the Vikings, Alexander Madison is questionable. He's been questionable and he's been limited all week with a shoulder injury. And then DJ Wunham, he's an outside linebacker. He's been sick all week, so he might not play. But they're getting their cornerback Evans back, Jalen Naylor, wide receiver, who, you know, I'm not really worried about, and Zadarius Smith, their outside linebacker. He's coming back too. So they're a healthy football team. And yeah, we have some questionables, but when we put a little context to the questionables on here, the only guys that are probably going to miss outside of Tua, who is ruled out, Cater Kohu, which I think that's a loss. As you guys know, he's been balling out as an undrafted free agent rookie like no one could expect, and we're all pleasantly surprised and pleased with his output. And Durham Smythe, which there is something to say about losing a guy like Durham Smythe. We all know what his, you know, he's good in the blocking. He's good in the passing game, leaking out every now and again. And we do know that Mike Gesicki is a bit of a liability when they have him picking up an outside linebacker blitzing, as we saw in the sack fumble. I don't know if they ruled it a sack, but definitely the fumble that Skylar Thompson took, because Mike Gesicki got just drilled all the way back and just gave it up. So, but yeah, Color saying Tua is still out second and on target percentage. Skylar. Target percentage, Color? I don't know what that means. You mean QBR? Is that what you're saying? Tua is at 81.4 and Skylar Thompson from Sunday was 80.6 and Cousins is 79.5. You wrote target percentage. Anywho, yeah, and we might get a pleasant surprise in Austin Jackson, who was seen and not listed on the injury report. It's not talked about in there. Now, as far as Byron Jones, they've been pretty clear. No one's really seen him doing stuff that makes anyone feel, as far as media goes, or even inside sources, nothing. Haven't heard anything about. I would be surprised if Byron Jones suited up on Sunday. But Austin Jackson now, not going to be surprised at all. Even, Frank Smith kind of slipped it. And think about it, too. Greg Little still got his hand taped up. Still playing not 100%. Where you at, Austin Jackson? If you could play, this is the time. The team needs you. Team needs you. Because, Tua's going to probably be back next week. And, yeah, to me, the Steelers is a winnable football game, how they're playing. And right now, Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't playing either, so who knows what his status will be next time we play them. But, I expect to get the Steelers' best. I don't even want to look at them, look past this football team. But you want to win every football game. And Skylar Thompson is, like everybody knows, a younger quarterback. You need the guys that are good enough to come in and do everything they can to get the win. A week's a week. This is not a game this team needs to lay down. This team needs to step up. That's the facts. Skylar Thompson needs their help. And so do we. And who knows, Skylar Thompson goes out there and balls out, and these guys take care of business, there's no reason the Dolphins shouldn't come out with this win. It's just a fact. Oh, pass completion percentage. I got you, Color. That's what those were. Pass completion percentage. Not counting spikes and throwaways. I got you. So the completion percentage of the three quarterbacks, not counting spikes and throwaways, Cousins is 79.5, Tua is 81.4, and Skylar is 80.6. So I got you. I'm guessing dropped passes isn't put in there too, Color. I would imagine. That's what it sounds like. No, listen, I think Skylar played decent enough that if he was given a week to work with, we should be doing all right. So let's go ahead and pull up some of the interviews we had. Oh, word. Let's check out Josh Boyer, because he's the man in question to be the real.
You guys have faced a lot of high-quality receivers. You get Justin Jefferson this week. What makes him so tough?
Well, I think his body control, his ability to catch the ball from all angles. He has very strong hands. He has a very quick, I would say, release. He's sudden at the top of the routes, and he does an outstanding job of tracking the deep ball.
Dalvin Cook, same question.
Dalvin Cook, he's a dynamic runner. He's very strong. He does a good job of pressing blocks, and he can take if a space is available, he can take a play and make it a big play in a hurry. And he's been very good at that. He's very physical. He's very big. He's very fast. And he presses blocks well. He has great vision. So he's able to find seams in the defense. And he's been an outstanding player for him. They also use him, in the pass game when there's space there, and that presents an issue too. And we'll have to get guys to close to him quickly.
Josh, what was your evaluation of how Noah did in his first snaps on defense?
I thought there was some really good clips out there. I think there's some things that that we can improve on, and I think and especially I would say all of us, you internally look at yourself, and I mean I would start with me, and things that we could detail and coach a little bit better. But I did think he had some positive clips out there for sure. I thought he had some good ones, and I think there's some things that we could probably detail and coach a little bit better and get him a little bit better on. But I thought it was a good start for him.
Josh, through the first 3 games of the year, you guys had one of the best fourth quarter defenses in the league. Obviously, that slipped down after Cincinnati, New York. How big of a topic of conversation has that been? How big
Great
of a
question.
concern is it for you guys right now?
Yeah, I think when you look at the past 2 weeks for us, we look at a lot of different things and things that continue to be issues, and then you make an assessment of, okay, are we coaching this? Are we stressing this? Is there a different way to do it? Is there a better way to detail it? And I think that's kind of the process that we've kind of taken, this week going into it. If there's some better ways to do some things that we're struggling with, that we need to implement that, and we need to get it done in a hurry. And we have a great group of guys. We have a great challenge this week, so it's an awesome opportunity. And, it's very humbling when you come in and the majority of your coaches and the majority of the players, everybody looks at it as, it's my fault. So the accountability is huge. And the work ethic and I would say the dedication to get it right has been an awesome thing. So this has been a really exciting week for us, and we're really excited for the opportunity this week.
To follow up, what are some of those things that you guys might not be executing as well in late game situations as you did, the first 3 weeks of the season?
Well, I would say there's things even in the first 3 weeks that I would say are still ongoing things that we need to improve and get better. Without going into scheme or, specifics on that. But I would say there's things that we've kind of pinpointed that we need to probably detail better is probably a good adjective to use on how we approach it and the amount of progress that we need to see on that to be really the defense we want to be.
I remember last year when we asked you about some of the early season struggles from the defense. You talked about having to evolve and how teams catch on to what other teams are trying to do. At this point in the season, do you think that the defense has evolved enough to stay on its toes and to keep opposing teams on their toes?
Yeah, I think we've definitely had a variety of different things. I think the way we detail and execute things, I think, can be better. I think there's been, certain situations that we obviously can get better. There's a lot of things, and without getting into specifics on every single thing, because I think that would give you a schematic disadvantage if you went into all those. But yeah, I definitely think, we've had a high volume of defense, a lot of different things that we've thrown at people, and I think that us executing better, communicating better, and detailing it better.
Is this thing on? Mic 1, mic 2. Goldilocks is Sweet 15. Got your ears on?
Goldie what?
As coaches, and I would
get that
start with
fixed.
myself on that. I think that will
God bless
allow
him.
us, and like I said, I'm really excited because our players, they're accountable, they're dedicated, they're working hard, and we're really, really excited. And that's the beauty about sports. It's not like, especially we're talking about, game 6 here. So when things don't go your way and then you're presented with another great opportunity in front of you the following week, it's a great opportunity. And that's what we're looking forward to.
What led to Channing Tindall's first 2 defensive snaps of the year on Sunday, and do you want to weave them in a little bit more?
Yeah, so Channing's been making great progress, in practice, and obviously physically, there's a lot of things that we like that he does, and I thought he did well with the snaps that he was in there. And obviously, you're always trying to work ways to get guys involved, especially if you think they can excel or succeed at those. And and it's like all of our guys. I was excited for his opportunity, just like Noah. I was excited for him to get an opportunity. And when guys go out and they execute, you try to create more opportunities for them. Just knowing and understanding that you always want to put them in a position that they're comfortable with, that they can handle, and it gives them the best opportunity to succeed.
Josh, it seemed like in the first 3 weeks, this team really did well at playing complementary football. Morstead's punts and nailing people inside the 20. You guys with the stops, the offense with the big plays. It seems that hasn't happened so much the last couple of weeks. Number one, is that accurate? And number two, how does that affect the defense when I guess it makes you have to work a little harder, but.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of complementary football is really kind of, field position based. So you kick the ball off. If they get a decent return, that puts you a little bit behind the 8 ball. Or if you start on defense and you give up, a couple drives, then now even if you do get them off the field and they punt, now it's a plus 50 punt. Your offense is backed up. So all the yards are, important as you go down. And that's really how you kind of play a complementary game. If the offense turns the ball over, you're able to get a stop on defense. I think, you could go through the games, and I would say, all 3 phases we're working, hard to make sure that we can play a more complementary game. And I think there's always, from opening kickoff, there's always opportunities for each team to play complementary football. So if you kick the ball off and you pin them down and you're able to get a 3 and out, or call it a 4 and out, or you're out in the first series, then you're not punting at midfield. Your offense is not backed up, and then they have less field to go. Or same thing, if you can create a turnover defensively, then you're putting your offense usually in better field position. Now, if you create a turnover in your minus territory, then you're really preventing points there, and then it's the offense.
What is he talking about here? Like, we know this. Like, we're talking about why aren't we getting it, bro? Like, make it happen. That's what they're asking, not where they affect and how they affect when you get them.
It's okay, they get a couple first downs. Now they can put the opponent in a, call it, poor field position starting point.
Josh, not to pin everything on one guy, but with the pass rush, Emmanuel's been the impact pass rusher the last couple of
Shout out to Alan Poupard. Yeah, what's up with Emmanuel Ogbah?
seasons. And this year he's got 1 sack in 5 games, and we're not really necessarily feeling him all that much, at least from our vantage point. What do you see happening with him this season?
Again, I start with self-reflection, and that's not an easy thing to do. And I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but when you look at things and you have to sit there and, tell yourself, hey, this isn't good, this isn't good. That's not a fun thing to do, but I do think that we can detail things a little bit better. I think, he's a dedicated player for us. I think he works hard. I think we can put him in some better situations from time to time. And I know it's important to him. And like I said, that's why I feel really blessed to be here and be around the guys that I'm around, because
I'd start feeling blessed if I started seeing some sacks and some shit going down with my defense, Mr. Boyer.
those guys, all of them are like,
I get it.
This is my fault. This is my fault.
I like that. And you know what? I agree. It's kind of y'all's fault. What's going on here? Let's get some sacks.
So, like, he's accountable.
Emmanuel
but I do
Ogbah.
think we can detail things and put
I
him
like
in a
that
little bit
word,
better spot.
accountable.
And then, I'm really excited for his opportunities coming up. And, I know you guys have heard Mike say this a lot, that, adversity is an opportunity. And that's really the way we look at it. And
all right.
I know
Listen,
we
these
kind of
guys are
approach
preaching,
things,
bro. Adverse opportunity.
say-
I like what I'm hearing. I
tweaked
do.
a little bit
Let's
different this
hear-
week.
let's
just
see
on
it.
the things that we emphasized or detailed, and and our players are working hard at it. And hopefully, we'll see those results on Sunday.
We should. I want to see him.
This tackle's been, and how much you think that can kind of clean up some of the problems that you faced in recent weeks.
Yeah, well, it ties all in together with like.
Are you guys saying
complementary
he looks
football,
like
detailing
Homer's
things that
friend?
we want to work at and get better at.
From
And
work?
again,
What's
I would
his
say
name? From
anytime
Simpsons?
that we can eliminate yards after catch or yards after contact, it's going to do two things. I mean, really, it puts the offense behind the chains.
Yeah, he looks like a
which,
brown-haired
sometimes
boomhauer.
narrows down the plays that
Dang old man,
that
old
you can
plays
see.
old man, old come
And
down here, old man.
The other thing that it does,
no, not Ned
is, like,
Flanders.
it
He looks
saves you
like
field position.
he ain't got glasses.
So, I mean,
He looks more
it's
like the guy that's always
definitely
going to the bar
something
from
that
work
we've
with him. What's
emphasized,
his name?
and it's definitely something that and again, you can say something, be like, hey, we need to be better at this, but like, okay, what are you doing to get better at it? And are the things that you're doing to get better at it, are they helping you? If they're not, then what you need to do is
He's
detail
got
it a
at least
different
6
way
bodies.
or take a different
Barney?
approach.
Is that it? No, not Barney, not that
and I
guy.
think,
the
that's
other dude that
great
works
thing.
with him. He's
you know,
always with the
I don't
black
think
dude. Him and him
nobody's
always hang out
complaining,
together.
nobody's
They go
making
to,
excuses,
they're
nobody's
always
quitting.
the 3 one. What's his
Our
name?
guys are really detailed in what we're trying to get done. And like I said, we're really excited to go out there and play a really good football team this Sunday here at home. So,
Josh, we've all seen how effective your defenses can be with the cover zero over the past few
Is that Hal? That sounds like Hal.
years. Not having your top 2 corners for either the whole game or part of the game at least 100%, how much does that factor into how reluctant or willing you might be?
Yeah, are you going to make an
zero?
excuse, Josh Boyer?
well, I think when you're talking about, call it, and again, there's different ways to go about pressure. And I think when you factor all that in, one, you look at what the offense, what's available to them, and then what's available to us defensively. And I think anybody that you see us put out on the field, in any call that we make, we're very confident in those guys. And I think we have a lot of guys that we've been able to play on defense that we're pretty confident in. And, I don't think it so much changes. It's more like, what do we think puts us in the best spot against that offense? And again, obviously, you'd like to have every player that's available.
Bro, I totally zoned out right there. What the fuck is he talking about? I mean, Josh Boyer, look, like, shake it up. Do something. Put Nick Needham back there as the fucking single safety and put Javon Holland in the box, and have him be the nickel and, rotate. Do something.
Available to you. When you don't, you adjust. And
Lenny,
you don't
that's
want to
right.
really
Lenny,
put players in
Lenny's
call it a disadvantage.
Hey, Homer.
But I don't think it really has to do with so much the player who it is. It's really basically what the offensive structure is, what they'll do to it, and then our matchups. That's really kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, thanks,
Your
bro.
company is more
Appreciate
than a
it.
logo.
Gosh, that was brutal. Listen, don't tell me how the cake's made, bro. He didn't answer any questions. I just want to eat it. Just say, yeah, I'm not a good coach without my 2 lockdown corners. And I think he's a decent coach. What's going on here? I don't know. Are they... Well, that's... You know what? I did see some bad plays. I've already told you. I've seen these outside linebackers not being used properly. If you're not going to use your outside linebackers properly, you need to have 3 linebackers out there and stop only having 2. Where it's a Landon Roberts and what's his name? Fucking Jerome Baker. It's just, if you're gonna have these outside linebackers be up on the line, do something with them. Skull says they finna send Jefferson's cleats to the Hall of Fame after he destroys the Dolphins' garbage secondary. Damn, Skull. Wow, I'm guessing you're a Minnesota fan. Shout out for the $5 donation. No, sorry to break it to you, but Jefferson isn't going to have 150 plus yards for 19 catches or 12 catches or some shit like that. I think he got either 12 or 13 catches last week against the Bears, and it was almost 160 yards. Ain't going to happen again. It's not. It's not going to happen again. He's not going to be able to go off with a healthy Xavier Howard, who by all accounts is going to be the healthiest he's been since the Buffalo game. Oh yeah, I guess Skull would be Vikings, wouldn't it? Shout out Little Uzi. I see you're a Vikings fan too. Duh, I'm literally saying Skull. And I'm thinking of Skull Dip, not Skull as in like a Viking. Skull! I got you. Alright, I've seen Vikings too, bro. Cool. But yeah. No, it's not going to happen. They're going to lose. And it is what it is. Because Skylar, the minigun Thompson, is going to come out there firing rockets. Skylar's going to go 31 of 38 for 325 yards. No, 322 yards. Write this down, Color. 33 of 39. 322 yards. 4 touchdowns. No, 3 touchdowns. 1 rushing touchdown. 22 yards rushing. Boom. That's where it's coming. Skylar the minigun Thompson is coming out there, and he's going to be running all up on these fools. And check this out. Kirk Cousins going to get sacked 4 times. 1 interception. 1 fumble by probably going to be one of your wide receivers that fumbles the ball. It's not going to be Dalvin Cook. It's going to be one of the wide receivers. Or no, it's going to be the guy that comes in for Addison, your third running back. That's going to be the guy who's going to cough up the football. And the Dolphins should win this football game with a healthy score of 28-23. That's how it's going to be. 28-23. Skylar the Rottweiler. Ooh, I like that, G. It's got a little bit of a ring to it. Which team has the best wide receiver in football? Wait, it's Vikings. Whoa, bro. You best check yourself or you wreck yourself, little Uzi Born. That is just ridiculous. Everybody knows it's a straight. Wow, you had 27-23? Look at that. Look at that, Color. And what about those numbers? Was it going to be 20? Was going to be 33 of 30? What did I say? 33 of 39. Skylar Swift better not play like Body Boy. Shout out Josh. No, Skylar's gonna hang the team, and you know what? Tua's gonna be there in the stadium, and no one's gonna be happier other than Skylar than Tua. It's gonna be Skylar on cloud 9 and Tua on the cloud next to him, happy as shit for him. And I know after Skylar comes out and balls, we're gonna see 2 things happen. We're gonna see people that are gonna say Skylar's better than Tua, and that Tua needs to stay gone. Let's get rid of Tua, and that's going to be a little bit crazy. But then we're going to see an equally crazy thing of people try to tear Skylar down and say how he didn't get those. That Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle alone, if you took those, it was those 2 guys that did it because they got 165 yards and 2 touchdowns between the 2 of them or something like that in the game. And people are going to do that. And it's just not fair. It's not for the people to say Skylar needs to take Tua's job, to the people that says, you know, Skylar didn't get those points, the team around him did. What I want to see is the defense with some short field, some big plays. Dude, this is Kirk Cousins. Flush that freaking goofball out the pocket. Get right. Come on now. This ain't no bullshit. Defend the fort, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dolphins. It's hot. It's South Florida. It's time to freaking take a team that's been sitting high on their 3 wins against a couple of trash teams that probably collectively will all be in last place. And the fucking the Bears, the Lions, and the fucking what was the other team? Hold on, let me check it real quick. Where it had finna go. Can't even remember because the teams are so terrible. Cousins ain't good, Woodson. Everybody know. Vikings play the weakest schedule, the weakest division in football. I know, right? I mean, look, the Saints were the other team that they beat. The Saints is a good defense, but their offense is trash. And did Jameis Winston play that game? Because if he did, then that's a victory in itself. Everybody already knows that. But even so, Andy Dalton comes out here, Tannehill light. Let's be real. And it's not. They're fool's gold. There's fool's gold. They're not real. And they're going to get exposed. They got weapons. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. They got a quarterback in Kirk Cousins who they, for some reason, love to give them like a third of their cap every year. Who, yeah, he puts up some good stats, but he never does any noise, never makes anything. And 4-game winning streak for the Vikings, sitting 5-1, or the Vikings being 3-2. Just sounds like the parody of the NFL. Vikings finna drop one. And the Dolphins finna come up because it ain't going to be a drop one. Dolphins finna take one. Finna sneak in late at night and steal all your shit. Coming for you. That's it. We've hit the 2-hour mark, guys. Hit the like button if you're watching. Subscribe if you're new. Shout out to the Minnesota fans. Go ahead, subscribe. Come back to Trash Talk. But don't hide. When the Dolphins win, come back and just take the lickings. And make sure to come back and keep trash talking. We expect. I would say come back in the playoffs, but we all know the fucking Vikings ain't going to the playoffs. It's just going to be it. Sorry. They're not. And that's sad because that's the NFC. And the Vikings aren't even going to get in the playoffs in the NFC, which is just a crying shame. Your rookie coach gets exposed. He's going to look exposed. He's going to expose himself and go to jail for it because that's a crime. Weirdos. Anywho, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Catch out all the great content. Talk 7, TMI Tuesdays. Color commentary on Thursdays and Saturday mornings. Catch them tomorrow. And then you got Late Night Exhale with Ali tomorrow night. See if we can get Brandon a bookie to come on there with everybody. That would be dope. And you can catch me all the other days. I'll be here Sunday more likely than not. I'll definitely be for a pregame and a postgame. I don't know if I decided yet whether or not I'm going to call the game, but we shall see. Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat. I appreciate everybody with the Super Chats. Shout out to even the Minnesota fans that are coming here and throwing some Super Chats at the kid. No worries. Got the gear, as you know. Got the good. Got the extra good. Extra good. In the neighborhood. All those links to all the good stuff with Fanatics and everything and Backroom Collections. Use offer code #TFTG to get 10% off your purchases. So, tell me, guys, how are y'all feeling about the Dolphins? I see in chat going at each other a little bit. Good for you guys. It's good. Little Uzi taking some shots. I don't know, guys. How do you get the flag, DTA Killer? The link is in the description, so when you open up the video, well, here, let me show you how easy it is. Ali has the flag. Maybe you'll get lucky. If you ask him, he'll probably pull it out and show you the flag. When you pull the video up, down in the description, right there under merch store, it says TFTG flag to the Streamlabs. You go right in there and you can put your order in right there. That's where you get the flag. What's up, Mike? Shout out to the new family members. Salute, buddy. We were just kind of rounded to the end here. I was just trying to get everybody's feel about the game. What do y'all think? You guys think these Dolphins pull it out? You think this defense shows up and gives Skyler some help? You know, it's not like in the past the defense hasn't helped Tua. And when Tua was still a young guy trying to come in, his first game that he started, the defense got him a touchdown. The special teams got a touchdown. It was a game that they helped him out a lot. Not that Tua didn't do nothing in that Rams game, but he certainly didn't have to win that bitch. He only had to not lose it. And the team was just lit up. So, if that's the same kind of game I see, I'll be fine with that. We should see that game. This defense can win us this football game. That's a fact. They can. So they should at least do their best to try. But, all right, guys, I'm going to be releasing, I don't know, I got a couple of things I'm going to be trying out with the channel. As you guys see, we do shorts, little short videos, some clips here and there. There's a good one with Ricky Williams in it. We also have the shorter videos, trying to bring you guys, just a wide variety of content. If you guys ever think of things or see things that you guys think would be a good thing for me to put on the channel, you can get at me in Twitter. DM me through Twitter, send it through Twitter. I can't put everything on there, but if I can use them or even add like a commentary to some stuff, I can do those for you guys. But I appreciate all of everybody who does everything that they do for the channel. That goes out to the members, to the mods, to the people who, support us through chat, through Venmo, through purchasing stuff, the flags. You guys are the bomb. You keep the grease moving this engine around. Color and Ali are both going to be at the game. You guys will get some live reaction from the game, and get to see what they seen in a eye-to-eye look at that, So, Skull, you see him hating on all the Finch channels. That's good. You know what? I like a guy who gets involved in the shit talking. It's a good thing to do, because I see how people defend, how people have fun, and that's just the way to, that's what football type of talk. It's definitely the Finn's tailgate type of speed. What we want to, not encourage, but we want to have a place for it. We don't want it misused or abused. In good fun, trash talk amongst friends is the way to go about it. It's football. We don't need to get fisticuffs. Maybe some guys do, but that's okay. Like, we don't want to fisticuffs and there be hate. This is a adrenaline pump type of ordeal. You guys that have gone to football games, anyone who hasn't, I encourage you to, because it's a full-on energy. You can feel it. It's like, you get crazy, man. Get a couple of, toss a few back with the friends. If, drinking ain't your style, maybe you're a little puff kind of person. Maybe that's your style. If you're none of these things, you're welcomed as such. You get some good food, meet some good people. And you can also do all that here. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have the digital tailgate. That's why it's the Finn's tailgate. And all are welcome. All will be, have a good time. The outsiders, there's other teams at the fucking stadium and their fans are there, and I mingle and hang out with them. I've got, as everybody, we've all got friends that are different teams. When the Dolphins play your cousin, he's a Dallas fan. You shit talk with your cousin all week. All year, you're like, oh, bro, we're totally got to check out your team. Your team sucks. Fucking Dallas. You suck. You're terrible, bro. It's the whole thing, man. It's fun. You got an idea, Dolphin Don? Well, don't just drop your idea out here. It's got to be a secret, Dolphin Don. Shh. You don't have a Twitter. Well, you guys can find me also on Facebook. I have the Finn's Tailgate page. So if you guys are on Facebook and not on Twitter, you can always find me on the Finn's Tailgate page. You go, you follow, you can reach out to me through there. Messenger works through there sometimes too. I have an Instagram, but I don't use it. But you can message me through there, but chances are I won't get it. Facebook, I drop through and keep up on that as often as I can. Try to put some of the YouTube videos on there. It broadcasts live on Facebook. But yeah, and you know, Color, Ali, all these guys are on Twitter. Facebook tends to be a little bit more personal, as you guys know, but you can definitely go to the Fins Tailgate Facebook and get on there and get in contact with me that way. You know, it's just a good old shindig. Yeah, find me on Facebook, Dolphin Don, and hit me up. Let me know. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna makeshift my own crown. That's all. Fins Tailgate. I know, right? That's all right. Look, live, let live. And shit finna be that way. Probably gonna wear the purple jacket Sunday like I always do. It's gonna fit very well with the purple tie and stuff like that. With the Vikings come, I'm gonna be rocking their colors because I stole your shit. Any team that got purple is the Dolphins, bitch. Go ask the Ravens, and you finna be a bitch too. I should get a Viking helmet with a dead raven on it just to celebrate all the purple I'll wear around here, because it's my purple. Mine's royal purple me. El Capitan. Get up out here. Get up out here. Yeah, I don't need everybody to find out my secrets, Thomas. You right. Shh. But yeah, guys, shorter show. Keep your lookout for some new shorts. I might even be doing like some keys of victory shorts kind of things, or even shorter videos. Something I wanted to start implementing. I've been testing out some stuff, and you know, we'll start implementing that a little bit more. Just some content. We'll always do the live shows for you guys to interact. We love the interaction. Want you guys to always be here. Guys, please make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing, all that good stuff. What happened to all the information we put on MySpace? Funny enough, G, never had a MySpace. Nope. Didn't like it. Thought it was stupid. Didn't even take a look at it. And I think I didn't even start a Facebook. Like, my mom and sister started it for me. And no, I used it a lot. Not as much recently in the last few years, but I used it quite a bit. Just not that kind of guy. Like, doing this was a forced activity. I was going to learn computers, learn Twitter, learn all this shit, and put together a YouTube thing. And if there's anyone who thinks they can start a YouTube channel, you can. Because someone with limited computer abilities and just a will to learn and diligent, you can do it. So, giddy up. Don't let mofos try to keep you from doing that, because that ain't true. You could do it. Cost a little bit of money, a lot of time, a lot of headache, and there'll be some bumps in the road. But you can do it. But yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Freaking Viking helmet with a dead raven and shit. So. Oh, MCJB, yeah. Did you send that to me? I know you texted it to me. Where is it on your channel by chance? MC? Because if not, maybe you could send it to me on Twitter. Because I'll pull it up. Is it on your channel? Because if it's not on your channel, send it to me to Twitter, because I don't have any way to pull it up. It is, but I'll send it to you. Send it to me on Twitter? I'll pull that bitch up right now. Let me close this. Let's see. I still ain't got it. I'm gonna pull it up. MC, you taking too damn long. Scholar time, got it. All right. Premiering Scholar Time by MCJB. Shout out to MC, the homie. Always bringing the new music for the Dolphins community. Let's hear it, buddy.
Dade County. It's time to stand up for your boy.
Damn, this shit exclusive.
QB3 in for QB1. Y'all ready? It's Skylar time.
Hell yeah.
My guy Skylar Thompson out there looking like Marino. You know it's Skylar time, he make it easy like a free throw. Fins are gonna win it, it was really nice to meet you. Waddle and the cheetah, and you know we gonna beat you. Skylar time on the grind, Skylar time gonna shine. You gon' fight now we lit, other team take a sit. Skylar time going in, fins up for the win. Skylar with the deep ball, other team gonna fall. Skylar time. Time to grind, time to shine. Skylar time on the field, protecting him like a shield. I'm orange and I'm reppin'. Skylar time with the lesson. Fins up, now we winning. Skylar time, now we thillin'. My guy Skylar Thompson out there looking like Marino. You know it's Skylar time, he make it easy like a free throw. Fins are gonna win it, it was really nice to meet you.
How's the MC?
And you know we gonna beat you. Skylar.
Dude, where'd you get that picture of him, bro? Where'd you get the picture with the song? Because the picture with the song really sets it off, dude. Like, he looks like he's gonna fucking take some shit out. This is awesome. Another banger, MC. Fucking fire, bro. I like it. Good job, brother. I love the fucking whole picture with it, too. Shit's dope as fuck. I don't know where you got that picture. That shit's awesome. Yeah, it is time. It is Skylar time. So, guys, remember tomorrow, make sure to check out the boys. I'll see you guys. Keep a lookout again for different types of content coming out here on the program. And we'll see you guys later. Fins up.